Hello farmers and welcome back to American Falls. We got ourselves some Jersey cattle, which means we need more feed. So we're going to expand our grass field today, along with a few other things. Let's get started. Just having a quick look at the cattle before we start our day. I am kind of curious because if we go into the food production, it says hay 88%. We're not giving them TMR, but hay is 88%. Protein, I was trying to figure out what can I give them that's protein. So if we check our animal food overview, for cows, sunflower and corn. Well, we do have corn, so that is kind of an interesting thing. Wait, cow total mixed rations, I can give them silage, cut sugar beet, and lettuce? That's part of it? That's interesting. But anyways, yeah, maybe we'll give them some corn. But with the pigs, we're just giving them corn and wheat, which is 75% of their food, and their health is at 100%. I just want the cow's health to be up to 100%. That's all I really care about. It's only 5% now because we just got them, so they're adjusting to the new cow barn. We do have that one stray cow out here, but she's a good one. She won't go anywhere, I hope. So today we are starting off with, well, getting the grass field merged together. It's currently a rye field that we bought, and we have merged it already with a grass field, but it's time to, well, time to turn off flight mode so I can get into my vehicles. But it's time to plant grass all in this. The pH value is good, so we don't really need lime right away. The nitrogen value sucks, but we're going to take care of that as we put into the grass on in. So this will be a few months before this grass is ready. But that's fine. Let's lower that down. Turn this on. Get rid of this rye. We don't want the rye. Say goodbye to the rye. My Fendt, I just realized my Fendt is getting kind of low on the repair status. But then again, my money is kind of low. I currently have Frank Jr., I do believe, fertilizing that contract that we took at the end of last episode. So that'll pay us around 20 some odd grand. But I'm probably going to need that for fertilizer and seed as we go along. So I'm hoping some other contracts come up. What we can do if Frank Jr. is not done with the Vultra, because I want to keep putting more hay into the cow pasture here, we could grab the trailer and bring some manure, pig manure, over to the BGA. Currently the BGA's got nothing in it. And we got a decent amount of manure. Not a whole lot, but a decent amount. So we could bring some over and at least get some energy and methane sold to get some money on in. I am going to get that, a very small piece I missed on the corner. I want to get that because any little piece is going to bother me. If I know there's a little bit piece of rye there, because what's going to happen if I leave it there, it'll grow, it'll wither, and then it'll be sitting there annoying me. We're right up against the fence line here. Am I going to get around the corner? Kind of. The drill's fine. The fence, maybe not so much. All right, let me, because now I'm kind of stuck. There we go. Now I'm free. Let's put it back out there. Good thing is, I only got to plant this once, and then I don't have to worry about it after that. It's back right up to the corner here. Let's try not to hit the fence line. And I want to make sure I get all of the rye off there. I don't want to see it withering here in a few months. Frank Jr. is just about done. He should be done before I get this done. He's I mean, I think it said like 88%, and we know how wide the spreader works. So the current grass that we have, that'll be ready next month. This grass will not be. But we'll get it all on the next harvest, which will be sometime in July, I think, right? Is that going to be correct? Let's see, we're going to harvest in... Nope. We are... No, March, and then... Okay, so we... April, May, June... Yeah, probably July. Somewhere around there. So currently, our cattle that we have 13, a baker's dozen, 12 females, 1 male. Currently, it says they require about 250,000 liters of food per year. Well, the grass field that we had, not counting what we're expanding on, that gave us 250,000 liters right there. So by adding this grass field alone should be able to cover the cattle and the sheep and the goats. But as we get more cattle, well then the feed is going to go on up. So I'm wondering if I should leave the other grass field there or convert it over to something else. I got a month to think about it. Because obviously, that car cannot stop in time. Obviously, that grass field, when we pick it up and bring it over to the BGA, that does provide us a good amount of income. And if we do that 3 times a year, it's definitely nice. I think we got 420,000 liters of grass off that grass field last year. So we do that 3 times. Well, that's 1.26 million liters of silage being made into methane and energy and, of course, digestate. So maybe this year I'll leave it there so that way we can build up some money. Because now I'm saving up for the production building, the first one, which is going to cost $200,000. And I think we might get there by the end of the season. And then we can start producing stuff in that building, bringing us in some cash. And then we'll get the second building, which I can't remember, but I want to say it costs like $350. Somewhere in there. Might be even cheaper, not too sure. And then the stuff from production building 1 will go into production building number 2. And we'll be making a good amount of money at that point. And the only other field I will probably buy moving forward here in American Falls, I think it's actually field number 1. Because that's up by the greenhouses. Yeah, here are the greenhouses. Maybe even field number 4. That might be cheaper. I don't need that much land. Yeah, that's only 258,000 compared to 903,000. I don't need a whole lot, but this area right here, 1 production building is probably going to take up most of this area. And production building number 2, I don't think I can squeeze both in there. If I can, maybe I'll just do that. We'll wait and see. I don't know. But first, we got to get through this season and bring in the cash. Plus, I still got to figure out what I want to plant in what other fields. We will be planting corn in 2 fields. And I think I'll have 2 others I still got to plant in as well. And I think it's going to be sorghum and oats is what I decided on. So we can bring that over to the grain mill, make some flour, and of course sell that in the wintertime. Frank Jr. must be done over there. Haven't been really paying attention. So this field here is mostly just going to be making hay all the time. I could put down the haymaker like I got on Hills of Tuscany. That'd be easier than bringing bales everywhere. But for the beginning, we'll probably just Ted and windrow it, and we'll stack the bales somewhere. If we really start having to feed the cows a lot once we get more, then maybe the haymaker will be the way to go. But I think for starters, we'll windrow, Ted, and bale it. Or Ted windrow, then bale it. The other steps don't quite make hay, does it? Alright, Frank Jr. has finished his work. So as thought, he is done before we are. Now, if this had been a different crop in here, like if it was corn or something like that, maybe I would have let the crop in. Maybe. But since it's so early in the growth stage, it's, yeah, we just got to get rid of it. It's not like last season when we bought the other grass field. When that had rye in it, it was harvest time. So it's like, yeah, we're going to harvest that, then convert it over. But I'm not going to wait 3 or 4 months when I could have grass in this field and harvest it a couple times before then. Yeah, I just don't really see a need to expand to more fields. I think we got plenty of fields to work in. We saw the work that we had last season, and now we're adding this section of the field. It's not that much more, but it's more than enough for a nice-sized grass field. And it took us a while to harvest all the fields last year. But now it's time to really start making in some money, repaying off the loan completely. And that way, we can get those production buildings up, and the community has a nice way to bring in a whole bunch of cash for the farm. And our job here will be just about done. Now, I'm not saying the series is coming to an end here very quickly. We've probably got about a couple more years here. All right, get that in right there. That's good. Yeah, the nitrogen value might be a little bit too high in this part of the field because they fertilized it probably for the crop that was here, and we got grass. And grass does not require as much. But I'm glad we were able to buy the cow farm right at the beginning of spring. And since they're already making slurry... oh, I did not check... That's right, I have not checked yet if they got a manure pit over here. I don't know if it's going to be like the pigs where they're just going to drop manure in a pile somewhere. Or do I need to put down a silo for it? I did not check on that. But they are making slurry, I know that much. And the milk, yes, they're making that as well. And since we got goats making milk and the cows making milk, we might buy the dairy production, which I'm trying to think if there's one on the map. I'm going to assume that there is. But if there isn't, well, we can always place one down. Alright, getting that in the last pass, which is fantastic. There we go. I don't know, that's probably added like another 150,000 liters of grass to that field, so maybe 350, 375 is what we'll get off of it. Alright, so there's the slurry. It actually can't even see the base of the slurry pit anymore, so the slurry is going on in. And right now, I am just looking around. If I turn on interactive zone markers, we'll see if there is a place for the manure to go. They got straw here, so they should be placing manure down. Okay, so this is where we put the food in. That's where we purchased the cattle at. Oh, right here. Right here. So we don't need a manure pit. That's good. You ladies are already giving us a nice little pile. Yeah, this lonely little cow out here. Kind of wish you would find your way back into the fence line, but that's fine. You're not going to go anywhere. Let's turn the zone markers back off. Oh yeah, and I don't know if Frank Jr. is still sitting in the Vultra, but let me go ahead and make sure he's been dismissed. Yeah, he's hiding in the poplar bushes over here. I better not get on my tractor. I might actually lose it. Let's go ahead and collect on that contract so the money looks a little bit better. Right here, 23,135. And right now, all the other contracts, not too interested in. At least we got a little bit of money to play with. I really don't know how the fertilizer spreader actually spread the fertilizer on the field anywhere. No way those little pebblets are going to go flying 42 meters in all directions, but you know what? It gets the job done. Alright, let's bring this over to the cow farm. I got to start grabbing the rest of those hay bales. I'm going to put them all into the feed trough so I can see what I got. And see how far the cows can go with what we currently have. I think they're going to be fine. Because as I said, we should be mowing the grass next month. Not the part that we just planted, but the grass that was already in from last season. Hey, we can see. It was suggested that maybe I get rid of the chicken pen. The issue is a little bit, it kind of, the chicken pen is tied into this barn out here, which is not usable, or at least it wasn't before. I don't know if Lancy Boy updated in the map in the last update, but yeah, it looks like that's still there. I'm going to keep that there. I mean, I could get rid of it, but I don't really see the need to. I might put solar panels, as we talked about before. I mean, I could expand the grass field a little bit, but I think solar panels might be a better fit there. Alright, I parked the Fendt in the best place possible, which means it's in the way a little bit. There we go. And we'll turn off the engine as well. Alright, I got 3 more stacks of 3. Now, it will take a while for the cows to reproduce. Do I know how long it's going to be before they do reproduce? Reproduction's at 0. I probably could check where we bought. Actually, I got 4 stacks of 3 here. I could actually check how long reproduction will take when I go over to where we buy the cattle. It'll show us. Let's get some of these hay bales in here. Alright, let's come over to here and let's see, we did get Jersey cattle. So it's 10 months. So we gotta wait 10 months. I don't know if they gotta be 100% healthy before they can start reproducing, so that's gonna, it's gonna take all the way until next month before they're 100%. If hay is enough for them, which I think it's going to be. Because with the pigs, as I showed earlier, we're at about 75% of the food base, and they're at 100%. So we're giving the cows hay at 88%. So you think that would get them up to 100% health. So now I'm on the market for a nice tedder and a nice windrower. I may get tired of making hay, so I may actually get the haymaker sooner rather than later. But we'll see how it ends up. Okay, come on, hay bale, get off. Why does that hay bale not want to get off my pallet forks? Okay, that is really on there. Come on, get off. No, you don't want to? That is interesting. I haven't had a bale stuck in forever. Can I don't think I can grab the bale, can I? No, I cannot. Well, this is interesting. Oh, no, okay. It came off that time. It's best not to ask questions sometimes. When something goes your way and you're not sure why at that point, don't ask. Just go, okay. It's taken care of. And I do need to grab some more straw as well and bring it over. But we do want the cows producing as much manure and slurry as possible. Good news here is the BGA is big enough to take all that slurry and manure and process it rather quickly. So I don't think we're going to have any issues like we do on the hills of Tuscany where the BGA is just that small and is barely keeping up with what we got. Actually, it's not keeping up with what we got at all. Yeah, actually, now I'm thinking about it, I'm being kind of stupid like always. The one grass field that we just planted, as I said, the cows currently need about 250,000 liters per year. And I'm thinking, well, that field used to produce about 250,000 liters, so that's just barely enough. But that's in one cut. We're going to do 3 cuts. So really, if I get about... Let's just say I get 400,000 liters off that field. Yeah, that's like 1.2 million off that field alone. I don't need that. Yes, we don't need 2 grass fields. Numbers. Numbers are not my friend today. Alright, there you guys go. That's all of the hay bales you got currently. What does that do to your feed trough? I'm barely touching it, but I almost got enough feed in here for the 13 cattle for a full year. But now let's go back to the farm. And we'll grab some more straw bales and bring those up. And then I'll jump back into the Fendt. Probably bring that back to the farm. And we'll top off the drill with seed fertilizer. And I'll probably repair the Fendt if it's not too expensive. I don't have any other contracts going on currently. Or any other contracts that look good. So right now we just got the 28,000. And we sold all the pigs not long ago, so I don't really have any sellable pigs at the moment. I tend to leave things where I think they're out of the way, and then as I go back later on, I find out, no, they're right in the way of exactly where you need to be. I do that in construction sim all the time, and it seems like I'm doing that here now on American Falls. Okay, take the corner slowly. Alright, we'll just get this stack of 3 into the cow shed. Probably should have my beacons on as well. Not that it matters too much. I probably should look at the store page and see if there's anything for sale. But the only thing I'm looking for is a tedder and a windrower at this point. And when I buy the tedder windrower, I am going to buy a decent sized one. When I was leasing, I was trying to save money a little bit. But now if I'm going to be using it all the time, 3 times a year, I want one that's going to make the job that much quicker. That straw disappeared there and there. Yep, staking that one as well. All right, I'm going to leave that parked right here. All right, how's that do on the straw side of things? All right, that's not too bad in straw. Yeah, productivity is at 15%. Their health is at 10. It's looking better and better as we go along. All right, back into the Fent. Let's go get the essentials in the drill, fertilizer and seed. And we go plant one of our fields. We already have wheat in this field right over here. That's a fall crop. I do believe I planted wheat. I don't think I did barley. All right, the seed just went in. And now the fertilizer is in. So I got 24,000. Should not cost that much to repair the Fent. I'm thinking of maybe like 7 grand. Fent 57.59. That's not bad at all. And while we're here, the drill, we'll repair that for 17.56. That was kind of worn out as well. All right, so 16,000, I think we're more than fine there. So the question I now have to myself is, what am I planting and where? So we got a grass field here. That should be a wheat. Oh, no, I planted canola there. Oh, that's right. I did for the pigs, didn't I? Okay, we got a wheat field down there. Is that growing or is that from last season? That is growing. So I got these 3 fields here alone. And 2 of them should be corn. All right. I think we'll plant corn in the 2 biggest fields. Just to be sure that we have enough. So, yeah, so I got wheat. So how about we plant... Let's plant oats. Can I plant oats this month? I can. Just want to make sure about that. So we'll go plant oats because we'll get straw from that. And, of course, straw we need for the cows and, of course, the pigs. But if we always got extra, we can always sell it. I could put sorghum down, which will yield better than the oats, but we won't get the straw. And since we only got the wheat field only, I'd rather have another field of straw just in case. Just to see what we go through. All right, let's convert this over to oats. So I'll have to lease the planter next month for the corn. While that's lowering down, let me have a quick look here. Well, the harvester would be nice. But we do have a nice harvester to begin with. And I said I was going to use a John Deere in this map, and we just haven't gotten to that point yet because, well, that case came up for sale rather quick. And we couldn't pass it up at the time. Alright, so we got some oats going on in. So that we'll just leave the other 2 fields for corn. And then once we get the corn in, we'll have to wait another month for the corn to sprout. And once that happens, we'll lease, if we don't buy by then, the See and Spot weed sprayer. And we gotta spray for weeds in most of our fields. Even the fields that don't need spraying because it doesn't have weeds, for our scoring to go up, I probably need to spray in most of them. I think some are overdue. This should be good enough for... I mean, it's not going to be a whole bunch of oats coming off this field. I mean, maybe 40,000 liters, if that. And then once we really get situated with our animals, knowing how much feed we need, and I can get a good rotation down, and then we can have maybe a field or two of extra for crops that we can bring over to the grain mill. Because our grass field over by the farm, the pig farm, will be cut next month, I do believe. And we can plant something in that. I could probably do sorghum over in that field next month. Yes, we can. So yeah, we'll probably end up doing that. We'll cut the grass in that field, get our 420,000 liters of grass off that field, and then convert that over to sorghum. Then the grass field that's behind us, of course, we'll make into hay, and that should be more than enough for our cows, sheep, and goats for a year. And then the other 2 cuts in that grass field, we can just send off to the BGA to be processed. All right, I think I got a plan now for the year. I think. And all the meanwhile, of course, doing some more contracts in between, so we can get our production building up and going. I have dropped a few hints of what it was. Like I said, it's nothing. The mod's been out for a while. It's nothing that's going to be spectacular or jaw-dropping. But it's something I haven't used, I'll say that much. But I want to keep you guys thinking about it a little bit. If you want to leave some guesses down below, go on ahead. If you are right, I'm not going to say, yeah, you got it. But I have dropped a couple of hints of what it is. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, it's like, what hints? I didn't see any. I don't. Yeah, well. If you don't know what it is, you're not going to really know what the hints are. Am I going to repeat the hints now? No, because I might make it more obvious. I'm just going to say things once in a while. Just a little bit of a mystery to go along here. Yeah, I should go on my test map for American Falls and see if I can fit both of my productions on the small plot of land where the greenhouses are. Now, of course, we will get $30,000 when we sell all the greenhouses. Which have been somewhat helpful along the way. I mean, all we've had to do is put water into them. We spent $30,000 on the land, but when we sell the greenhouses, we're going to get $30,000 for them, so it's pretty much just getting the land for free. And for the first, well, 8 years now that we've been here, we've been slowly making money from the greenhouses by selling the lettuce, tomatoes, strawberries. Is that all it makes in those greenhouses? I don't know. Sounds good, though. Haven't made a whole lot, but it's helped us out a little bit. And then along the way, I would also like to upgrade, I shouldn't say upgrade, but change out some of the equipment that we have here. Get some brand new tractors. Well, the Valtra and the Landini were new that we bought. Well, the Valtra for sure. The Landini, I do believe we bought brand new. But this Fendt we bought used. But that was a pleasant surprise because I was looking to buy a Fendt 900. And we were getting the money close enough to being able to buy the Fendt 900. But along the way came this Fendt 1000. cheaper than what the 900 would have been brand new. But when I swap out this Fendt for a new tractor, we'll get another tractor with about the same amount of horsepower. It's overkill, but by having more horsepower, I think it's better on the farm because you're not going to strain the tractor as much. Not that it really matters in Farming Simulator, but I think in real life, you know, if a piece of equipment calls for like 250 horsepower, I think you'd want a tractor that does about 350 horsepower, just so it's not putting that much strain on the tractor trying to do the work. And of course, if you start going up a hilly terrain or something, you're going to need that extra horsepower. It does feel a little bit weird, and I mentioned it before, on how I have purchased the land here in American Falls. It seems like I started in the north center part of the map, and we just bought everything right down the middle. Wasn't really planned that way, but it seems like the land in the middle of the map for precision farming is the best. But we, of course, do have the sheep and goat farm over on the eastern side, western side of American Falls. And I know we're not over there much, because I basically just go over, put a couple of bales of hay in the trigger, and they're fine for a while now, because the feed trough is that much bigger. Plus, they don't need water anymore. Well, they don't need us to give them water. They have an automatic water system, apparently. I forgot all about that canola that I planted last fall. I was thinking, no, that's a wheat field. That's usually what I put over there. No, you put in canola. But I will feed that to the pigs this upcoming winter after harvest. I don't have any other use for the canola other than sell it directly. So I may as well feed it to the pigs, and maybe we do have a good amount of wheat in the silo. I could take some of the wheat we have in storage, if we have an abundance of it, and bring that to be made into flour. Alright, one more pass on this field after this, and our oats will be all set. And come this fall, all these oats will be made into flour, so we can sell it in January and hopefully bring in a decent amount of money. Always feels good when you start off in the spring and replanting in your fields. Field looks nice and fresh and clean. If a field can be clean when it's full of dirt, but you know what I mean. And then the prospects of harvesting in the fall and making money off the grain itself. The one thing I would kind of like to see brought to Farming Simulator in the next version of it is, I don't want to say maybe natural disasters. I think I've kind of talked about that a little bit, to maybe where you could have some crop damage from the weather effects. But pesticides for insects and all that kind of stuff would be interesting. I mean, I think they could implement that. I don't want to say easily, because you can kind of treat it like we do with weeds, where weeds can get spotty. I think you could do it some way, shape, or form with pesticides and insects. Fungal infections on plants, but yeah, you have to get rid of the fungus on the plants and all that kind of stuff. Implementing that would be kind of nice. The only thing I don't know if Giants wants to back off on adding so much more to the game is if you get a brand new player, it might be just a little bit too much for them to comprehend all of the options that we currently have. But you get someone like myself that's been playing for over 6 years, whatever it is now at this point. We want to see the things added just to add more to it. But I mean, as long as it gives us like an option to turn that kind of thing on or off, like we do with everything else. I got the fertilizer in. I was trying to see it's going to be here. There we go. Convert this over to sorghum. And we'll leave that right there. And we'll be taking care of some things next time, I do believe. Yeah, this grass is going to stay ready for harvest, but it's only the second stage. Yep, so next month. So we'll be harvesting in April, so that means May, June, July will be, well, our first big cut in our extended grass field over there. Let's jump back over to the Jersey cattle and see how they're managing here, which I'm sure they're managing just fine. Yeah, you can see we got the straw in. Their health is now up to 15%. The manure is piling up rather nicely. The one thing I have not really checked on is where would we grab the milk from? I mean, that's where we pick up the manure. I wonder if I put a trailer... Nope, trailer won't go there, so... I guess I would have to back the trailer into here. Get it around the manure pile to get into the trigger. To pick up the manure. I was going to say maybe I could cheat and get on this side of the wall, but then... I guess open up the gate here. Which way do these gates open? Oh, they do open that way. So I'm wondering if I could bring the manure trailer in here if I'm close enough to the trigger. Can't see if I'm not in a tractor with a trailer. We'll have to try that. But for the milk, that's the slurry, of course. And maybe the milk is here? Oh, we can't open up this door. Yeah, since the milk tanks are there, I'm going to assume that's where we pick up the milk. I mean, it seems the obvious choice. I mean, that's where we get water, but... yeah, that's got to be... I guess these pipes are tied into the tankers inside the building, so... that should be easy enough for us to get the milk. Is there a dairy production on the map? Like I said, I'm assuming there is. We buy anything? Let's see, what is that? That's the seed production. That's our grain mill. What do we got here? Oh, wait, agro... No, that's right. It's down here, right? Yes, it is down here. Let's go ahead and visit down here. How much is the dairy production on this map? Is it 80 or 90? 70. All right. I mean, 70,000, that's probably not too bad to probably buy and make butter and cheese out of it. Yeah, that'll probably be good as well. So we'll probably end up buying that, more than likely. Because like I said, we don't have that big expenditures anymore, per se. I mean, the production buildings do cost quite a bit. But not like we're buying $500,000 worth of land all at once. So, and once we get the first production building, that'll be making what we need a little bit. And we can sell some of that product. Let's see. Anything else we need to be doing here currently? No. So all the hay has gone out of here. Now... next month, like I said, we're going to have to ted some grass. So, I mean, how much money do I need for what I'm looking for? If I can find the equipment that I'm looking for. Tedders. 8.2. I don't think we need 117, but I'll get the work done rather quick. 9 meter for 16. All right, and then windrowers. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that's the size I'm looking for, what we would want to buy. Okay, windrowers, no, we're going to have to lease that for sure. I don't like this Crone windrower too much. I like it when it windrows and comes out the center, not all to one side. This is rather expensive for a 9.5 meter. 110,000 for a 9.5 meter. We can get this one for 15 meter for 62,000. But yeah, the windrowers would have to wait. The tedder might be something we can afford. And contracts, well, nothing's coming up as of yet. But I think we're pretty much done in the month of March. So, yep, we're getting ready to move on to the next month. I may bring some more straw bales over to make the cows a little bit more happier. And then when we get to April, we'll see if their health does climb up to 100%. If it doesn't, I could, bring over some corn and give it to them. And I think that last 10% of their food group will get them up to 100%. But we'll wait and see how that all goes. But anyways, that is where we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in American Falls. But until then, have a good one.